how did this whole project start? What inspired you?
We were just at one of the RSL meetings. We were discussing the Anzac Centenary, and I just said at the committee meeting, what are we going to do for the Anzac Centenary? And everybody looked blankly and said, have you got any ideas? And I just, we got the land here, why don't we build a memorial wall and get the whole community involved in doing it? It's the same way that they built the shrine originally back after World War I. And we ummed and ahed about finances and how we would be able to make it happen. And I was given that month to come back to the next meeting with an idea and a sketch, which I did. And during that month I found Sioux, and we got together and had a talk about it, and I got Sioux to come to the next meeting. And at that stage we thought there were only 22 men because there are 22 names on the cenotaph in Warburton. But then when I did the research and found there were actually 47, that made it so positive in my mind. It wasn't a thing that I'd like to get done, it was a thing that had to be done to set the record straight and honour every man, regardless of his family situation. No life's worth any more or less than any other person. So that was what really got me going, and my original thought was to have rolling green hills with poppies. And when I found there were 47 men, I rang up Sioux and I said, that sketch with 20-something poppies on it is now 47 poppies. We sat down and worked out how we would actually make it all happen. I'd seen Sue's home during Yarra Valley Open Studios and how she'd constructed her home in the ferrous cement structure, and I was very impressed by it, and I thought, she can build a house, we can build a wall. And that was really how we all came together. The more we spoke to the community, everybody sort of wanted to be involved in it. And it was lovely when we were actually doing the mosaics. We had people inside making the poppies and laying them out on the table, and we get the contact and put it down over and stick it all down, and then we had during that time we were actually constructing the wall out here, and while that was curing we were trying to get do as much preparation for starting the mosaic. So we had the 47 poppies done, and then we came out here once the wall was all cured and ready, and popped the poppies on in place according to our sketch. And we all had a look and cried.
Yeah, we did. After every day's work, we'd run across the other side of the road and all like, ooh!
It was wonderful. It's really, and it was lovely because people would stop to have a look, and they'd pull up in their car and go, what's going on? And we'd explain to them, and then we'd say, well, come and put a blade of grass on so you've got some part of this. And you'd get people to jump out of the car, and then next morning you'd come back and they'd be here waiting for us, and they'd work with us all day. And it was just a wonderful experience. So many friendships have developed from it. We had the girls from IGA here today. They
yes, they're allowed 1 hour off work.
They were given an hour off.
You certainly can.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. yes, I thought that was lovely that they were given time off work to come down here and pay their due respects. It was wonderful. But it's been a great effort by the whole community. People can say that it was our work, but it's the whole community.
The whole community, which was beautiful, putting their part and being a part of everything. And it creates nice, beautiful ownership. And it's lovely.
It is.
So, and just for me, it's been magical talking to the members of the RSL and learning all the stories and the war stories and all people coming together and the connections, and it's been quite magical. It's been a lovely experience and a journey.
It has. And Sue's patience. Patience is a virtue, is a saying, but Sue lives it. She is so understanding that you don't always get and understand something the first time round. And it's just so giving of her talents and her techniques in how she does her work. She shares everything, and you were just so patient with all of us.
Oh, thank you.
And full of enthusiasm constantly. It's just been a fantastic journey.
And we're out here for a week. We're out here for a week under a tarp in 37 degrees.
Yes.
Doing all the blades of grass. Max was cutting the angle, grinding the grades of grass. And so, it was beautiful. We had one fellow turn up. Coral had written a beautiful sign saying blade of...
place a blade of grass for the Anzac boys. And
he pulled up with all his mowers. He saw it on the way to work and he pulled up and he said, "What do you need cutting, girls? What do you need done?"
He was most embarrassed when we explained to him that it was putting ceramic grass on the wall to make, and he was very, very coy about it. But it made our day when we'd been out here in 37-degree heat doing it and drinking endless bottles of water. It was really, really touching that somebody thought we may have needed the lawns most. I know, there's been so many wonderful things that
it's been a beautiful journey.
When we were almost completed, we didn't have the plaques on the wall. There was one man who just pulled up in a car, got out of the car, walked up, looked at the wall, bowed his head, put his hand on his heart, and pulled a poppy out of his pocket and just placed it in the garden. And there were two men here who were working around the place, and they saw it, and both of them had tears in their eyes. When they told me, I cried too. It just gives you that reassurance that you're not the only person with that thought in mind. And I think the centenary of Anzac is a great time. It's fantastic to have so many school children here today being part of it. They'll remember that for the rest of their lives. And they remember the stories too, because they're not like us and keep forgetting things. But no, it's been a great experience, and
let's have a hot dog.
I don't know if I'd say I'd do it all again, because I only want one of those walls. It's beautiful. But the feeling of belonging in a community is wonderful. I've only been here 4 years, and it's just lovely. You walk along the street and everybody's smiling at you and saying thank you, and
the grass we planted.
But it's been a wonderful time.
Well, thank you very much. That's been really, really quite inspiring. So,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for being part of our day.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
That's a pretty job.